Oh, well, this is different, huh? Never really done anything like this before. So, hold on, let me just pull up the live chat here. There we go. Okay. So, 1,000 subscribers. Wow. It's still unreal to me that not only did we finally hit that milestone, but we hit it. Oh, hello. Not only did we hit that milestone, but we hit it a month earlier than I hoped we would. Because in just over a month, this channel will be over a year old. Yeah, it is kind of awkward, but never really done anything like this before. So no script, just flying solo. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I'm an entertaining enough person that this will actually be somewhat enjoyable. Hello, Tammy. I got 400 subs. Oh yeah, yes, I did. Because it was unbelievable. Because as sad as I am about DuckTales ending, that kind of got me most of the way, as I was just over like 500, and then in the span of like 3 or so weeks, I was up to like 700, 800. Oh, it was insane. But DuckTales is over now. Oh, right. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to see if I can get some music up. Can you hear that all right? Just need to wait for a response. Yep, perfect. Well, so, here we are. Oh, I don't think we began early. It's 16. It's 1600. Yes, I did make a Disney Infinity video. That was the second one I ever made, and I think I pretty much got across all the things I wanted to say in that video about how, despite being called Disney Infinity, its main issue was it was used as a marketing gimmick for new movies more than it was celebrating the legacy of Disney's characters. Just pretty much chatting, really. I don't really have, I'm just kind of figuring this out as I go. I'm not very tech savvy, so I don't have any fancy graphics or anything, though, you know, that'll come with time as I get a bit more used to all this and figure out what the hell I'm doing. So, anyone want to talk Disney or life? Not necessarily in that order. I am pretty much open just to answer questions and just talk and, you know, really get a chance to interact with my audience, which, that's insane to think that I actually have an audience. So, anyone got any questions? Oh yeah, I do already add tags to my videos. Yeah, I do. Every single, quite extensive tasks. Oh, I'm from the UK. Specifically this place called Yorkshire, which is kind of famous in the UK, not so famous to places outside of the UK. Hi, BFL React. Yeah, it's going really nice. So, yeah, if there's anything, I'm currently working on a huge video. It's, next Saturday, there will be a Star versus the Forces of Evil retrospective, which I've kind of been hinting about in a lot of recent videos where I discuss the show. Oh yeah, we're gaining people. So yeah, it started out as just a simple video where I'd just be going over some of my favourite moments of the show and kind of defending seasons 3 and 4, because I think seasons 3 and 4 of Star vs. the Force of Evil, well, more so season 3, are pretty good, but somewhere along the way, it kind of just turned into this huge 40-minute retrospective. So, not a bad way to kick off getting 1,000 subscribers with my scripted content. Just trying to think of, I should have really written some topics to talk about, because I'm just kind of flying solo, and it's all a learning curve, pick it up as we go. Yeah, a lot of people are really down on the ending of Star, and I see it. My main issue with, I am kind of spoiling a bit of the video there. My main issue is season 3 of Star vs. Force of Evil. It took the show to a certain place where it's like, it showed how the characters dealt with the consequences of all their actions and really pushed forward this like big overarching main story. And then when we get to the finale, Star and Marco create a huge status quo change, and they don't ever experience any of the fallout. So it just kind of feels like a betrayal of what the show had become by that point. You'll have to watch the video, but I have some thoughts about the whole shipping and love triangles in Star, specifically how I feel people have blown it a bit out of proportion how much it overtook the show. I have given a lot of thought to what an Oliver and Company sequel would be, but something like that, that's going to have to be something I discuss more in the future. But stay tuned. Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Disney Daniel. I'm locked down. It's almost over, but still dealing with some of the repercussions of that. But that's more to do with like personal stuff, and I don't want to drag that into this. Oh, if I could watch one Disney movie for the rest of my life, what would it be? Oh, that is a question. Because as much as I love Oliver and Company, I'm not sure if I could just re-watch that over and over again forever. Because some of the bits in the middle, aside from Georgette, don't really engage me that much. So I guess one that I would never get tired of watching. I have three. Alright, so Hercules, Goofy Movie, and Atlantis. Because I just think all of those have a bunch of rewatch value. With Atlantis, like, I would never get tired of watching those visuals. Goofy Movie, it has such a good structure as a musical, and it's, you know, it's not what you're expecting from a Goofy movie. And then, Hercules, you can probably tell I have a lot of respect and just how much I love that movie. Oh. Hold on, let me just see. Yeah. We'll discuss all the Star versus stuff just next week when I actually upload the video, because I'm actually very, not impressed, because that's a bit arrogant. I'm very happy with how it's turning out so far, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, this channel is not really targeted towards kids. It's kind of just, well, it's pretty much just targeted to me, people like me, which, I've got a big audience there, haven't I? But, No, it's not really for kids. It's kind of like I wanted to do a YouTube channel for years now. I had a bunch in high school, and I'd go through a vicious cycle of starting one, getting really invested in it, then people from my school would find it, and that would be the end of that. But I wanted to do it again for years, and with lockdown, I just decided, no, let's do it. I really like Disney, and I wanted to do video essays, but at the same time, I've always had this kind of offbeat, sarcastic sense of humor, and I really wanted to bring that into my content. So that's kind of how the Gladding Gladiator came to be. I don't think all the Disney movies are connected into their own universe. I feel like the references, like if you're talking about like the Easter eggs, like Ratigan appearing in a portrait in Georgette's bedroom, Dumbo in The Great Mouse Detective, I believe it's is it Stitch or Dumbo that's a soft toy in Treasure Planet? But I think that it's just, fun little in-jokes that the animators put in. I don't think it's all like saying it's all connected. And as far as the Little Mermaid, Frozen, Tangled, and Tarzan theory goes, the timelines of Tangled, Frozen, The Little Mermaid do not match up with Tarzan, and there are just way too many holes in that theory for me to believe in it. I mean, that's basically what the Star Versus video is that's going to be coming out next Saturday. Oh, the Lilo and Stitch crossovers, because I did, in the Recess retrospective, I did talk about, some of my feelings on those, in that I just don't get how anyone working at any of these shows thought it was a good idea. In that, alright, so we have this really popular spin-off of, like, the only successful Disney movie of the 2000s, and we're going to cross it over with not one, not two, not three, but 4 shows with drastically different art styles and whose timelines don't even make sense. As I said in the Recess video, Recess takes place in the 90s, so you can't just have them showing up in a show that takes place anywhere from 2002 to 2005. But, there will be a Lilo and Stitch retrospective coming. I believe it is this year, because it is just a fun fact to show you how obsessive I am. I have essentially planned out the next 2 years worth of videos already. And so I've got a lot of things that line up with anniversaries and huge franchise retrospective, like, and huge franchise retrospective. A bit of those speech impediment trickling in there. Oh, God. Any tips on script writing? I never thought anyone would ask me for advice when it came to something like that. I'd say just be 100% authentic to yourself and your writing style. Like, don't try and, force yourself to write in the way, like, a video essay should be. As in, I'm not exactly, a standard video essay channel, even though in the past few months, that has kind of, like, been taken over by reaction videos just because DuckTales ended, and that meant I fell way behind on Amphibia. But, getting sidetracked, scatterbrained. Thoughts on anime in general. I don't really watch a lot of anime. I mean, it might have not been that obvious, but no, I mostly stick to Western cartoons. I don't really have anything against anime. I just never really got into it. It's just not something that appeals to me. But of course, anyone that does like it is free to have their own opinion, despite what some might say, because this is the internet. Yeah, 2 years. I guess I can talk about some of these plans. I'm not going to commit to any dates because for the past year, I have tried to say, oh yeah, this video is coming out on this day, like a month ahead of schedule. And, procrastination, it happens. But I will be doing a huge retrospective on Bob's Burgers season by season. That will be the first ever 20th Century Fox show I tackle. And something I'm really excited about that I have been planning since the very start of this channel, a video dissecting how Disney has treated the Muppets ever since they acquired the property back in 2004. So, it's going over like everything from how they didn't really do anything with them for the first 5 years. I mean, Muppets Wizard of Oz, the Christmas specials, but then it kicked up into gear, and then they just dropped the ball entirely with every single project since then. But with the whole Muppets Haunted Mansion thing being announced, I'm probably going to have to rewrite the ending. Phooey Duck, my favorite of the my favorite of the Duck brothers. I was trying to think of what the fourth plural for triplet is. Hold on, let me just stay away from the Stitch anime. I have seen the Stitch anime because I would just used to watch anything that was on Disney Channel, and it was that. And it made me, even as like, how old would I have been? Even as like an 11, 12-year-old, somewhere around there, probably, maybe even a bit older, it frustrated me to no end. Because, especially when they actually bring Lilo back, and the way they explain why Stitch, Jumble, and Peekly are with this other girl, it betrays everything that, the franchise is, and, I might go back and look at it someday, but, it would be a difficult thing to sit through. I try not to, hold on, let me just turn down a bit. I try not to make overly negative videos. Like, my first ever videos were, stop asking for Disney remakes, which that was mainly just something I am very passionate about, because I do not like the Disney live-action remakes. And then it was the Disney Infinity video, and from there, I kind of decided I don't want to just, spew negativity all the time. I want to talk about things I love, because that's why I talk about Disney. It's, it's my special interest. So from then on, I just decided that I will still do, like I said, we're going to have a big video coming out soon just criticizing Disney for what they've done with the Muppets brand. But I try and be as positive as I can be. Yeah, I agree with that. But it's, negativity sells on the internet, and that's kind of like the hard truth of things. But I'm not generally a negative person per se. I'm kind of just I wouldn't really describe myself as an overly positive person either. I try and look on the bright side of things, but in a lot of things do irritate me in life, like Disney live-action remakes, or just live-action remakes of animated movies in general. Yeah. So, back to other projects I'm talking about. So, as I mentioned, we're going to have a lot of retrospectives. There's going to be a Lilo and Stitch franchise retrospective, a Kim Possible retrospective, a Beauty and the Beast retrospective, an Aladdin retrospective. I believe there's also going to be an Atlantis retrospective, which isn't going to be too hard since that's just 2 movies I have to talk about. But yeah, I just have a real affinity for both the late 80s and early 2000s Disney movies. There's just something about the tone of them that really appeals to me. Which is surprising, considering I'm a musical person. Most of those aren't musicals. Oh, by the way, I think I've mentioned this in certain videos, but I am a musical theatre student. I study, singing, the song and dance man, that type of thing, so if you watch my reaction videos, whenever I get really excited that there is a song, like a full original song in an episode, that is why, because then I get to learn it and sing it. How many people we got? Oh, we got 4. That's really good. The Astro Boy movie. I actually really do like the Astro Boy movie. I think it's it has some of the pitfalls of an early 2000s, well, mid-late 2000s animated movie in that, it's quite egregious comic relief. It's quite a generic story, but it is dark for an animated movie. I don't know a lot about the Astro Boy, but I'm fairly sure that's like the original origin story and they kept it in. But there's some really good elements and a lot of really frustrating ones. But overall, I'd say I do enjoy the movie. I haven't really watched it in a while, but that might be one I consider going back to eventually. Oh, do I have any other interests? Well, musical theatre and really just animation in general. I love Cartoon Network shows and Nicktoons. One of my first ever special interest was SpongeBob, which I'm one of those kids. You could look at me and tell, oh yeah, he was one of those kids that was obsessed with SpongeBob. I am not used to talking this much. Well, yeah. It's amazing. I've only had to stop a few times because I've gotten tongue-tied. But other special interests. It kind of, it's hyper-focus. It kind of comes and goes. So it's like, when I was a kid, every time I used to go watch any animated movie in cinemas, I would come out and I'd have a month-long obsession with just that movie. Ah, yes, Arlo the Alligator Boy. That's it's a movie, and I am really excited for the TV show. I do think it can improve on some things of the movie, just because it has a much longer runtime, so that's a lot more time we get to spend exploring and delving deep into the characters. Because I love the Arlo movie, but it feels quite rushed, as in... So if you've seen it, I'll try not to spoil it, but basically, it's a found family movie. It's a character goes along this journey, meets a bunch of people on the way, and they grow closer through all sorts of, shenanigans. And he meets one of them, and then the rest of them just kind of come out of nowhere, and then in the next scene, they're also really close. And it feels like we're missing a good 10 minutes of just character relationship building in the middle of the movie. But outside of that, I only really have an issue with just how overproduced a lot of the songs sound. In that all the singers in the movie are very talented. They're just amazing. But it's just not the style I like hearing in an animated musical. I like these, big vocals that really emotional, soulful, and Arlo is very pop heavy, as in the singers aren't really projecting from the diaphragm a lot, which is just something that kind of irritates me personally. But I admit they're good songs, and people really enjoy them, and I'm happy for them. Yes, Mitchell's versus the Machines. I loved Mitchell's versus the Machines because I relate so much to Katie and her story, especially since I was basically, just around ending my second year of university when the movie came out. So, I relate a lot to the whole, feelings of leaving home and, finally finding those people that you feel you can really connect with. Because, right now, I have an amazing group of friends, but that's all I'll say about that, because, I don't want things to get too personal, or else they might start to get uncomfortable, if you know what I mean. Oh, there was a teaser clip for the Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers reboot. I have honestly not seen it. I know the live action movie is coming, which again, maybe one day I'll do like I did kind of have this idea of doing like a Stop Asking for Disney Remakes director's cut where I, add in a bit more to it. I also have this really fun idea where I remake the video and I do it, like as if it were an actual Disney remake, so I could, poke fun at all the flaws in them. But I kind of ended up on the cutting room floor just because I felt it's too ambitious for the budget I have at this time, which is no budget, because yesterday my channel was denied monetization because my top videos are the DuckTales Thanks for the Adventure compilation, the montage I did, then the 7 minutes of Gus being Gus from the Owl House, and also the Kermit and Miss Piggy tribute, which I am probably going to have to take those down in a month so I can apply again and hopefully get some money out of this, because that would be really helpful in just improving the quality of my videos, because as a uni student, I do not have a lot of money, which is why I kind of embraced the, the cheapness of my videos, so to speak, in that, I do everything, like all my little signs, I write them out on paper, which I have terrible handwriting, but I try my best. Oh, do I like Marvel? Oh, I love Marvel. I love Marvel so much. Muppets is kind of as far as I'm going right now in terms of talking about something outside of animation, because as much as I do love Marvel and Star Wars, and I am very passionate about certain characters like the MCU Spider-Man, Wanda. I love the MCU so much, but there are so many better people on this website who talk about that stuff than I ever could. So, I stick to what I know, which is animation, because for all my life, I have been obsessed with it, and not just watching the movies. I have studied how, a movie or a TV episode gets made. Like, whenever I get a DVD, I would always immediately go straight to the bonus features, which makes me really sad that physical media is starting to become obsolete, because probably not going to get, 2-hour-long behind-the-scenes documentary on the bonus features anymore, which that's a real bummer. But yeah, I actually wanted to be an animator until I got into high school and I started a graphics class, which my teacher basically killed my passion for drawing, because we had choices between two projects. For our final graphics project, we could have designed a cutout for a movie that you would see in the cinema, or we could design a chocolate bar wrapper. She chose the chocolate bar wrapper, and ever since I finished graphics, I just haven't really felt a passion for drawing anymore. I do occasionally, just feel the need to kind of express myself creatively, which, I'd get paper, pencil, and just doodle for a bit, but I'm, rather than being like an artist, I'm a stage performer, I'm a video creator now. Oh, that was something really funny happened the other day, where in our production meeting for our well, it was a production, now it's basically an assessment because we're not going to have an audience whatsoever. We were talking about the roles we were going to have outside of, just performing it. And one of my friends volunteered me to do like all the green screen, well, not the green screen, do like all this projection stuff because, I edit YouTube videos, it's pretty much the same thing. Which, I'll probably manage. I'm a decently fast learner when it comes to things like that. Anyway, let's check the chat. Oh, right. I was talking about the Chippendale Rescue Rangers reboot, which is, Oh, we've got 8 people now! That's double the audience from, I don't know how long I've been talking. So, I'd say about 10 minutes ago? Yeah, I will probably someday do an expansion on the Disney remake video, just going over why I don't like live-action versions of animated things on principle, because I feel they are a big disrespect to the people who poured all their talent, all their passion, all their blood, sweat, and tears into crafting every single frame of what is a masterpiece. And then, you get a director comes along and just oh, I can do that, and they make something that looks the same, and maybe in some cases sounds the same, but doesn't have the same passion or soul behind it, and it is incredibly noticeable. The only live action CGI hybrid movie I've ever really enjoyed is Sonic the Hedgehog, which considering the controversy leading up to that movie's release, it was very shocking how much I actually enjoyed it. Oh. Ooh, favorite and least favorite episodes of Amphibia. Oh, God. Well, as I said in my latest reaction video, Battle of the Bands is my new favorite 11-minute episode, just because musical person. But I also said Reunion is going to be near impossible to top. That was before I watched True Colors, because yes, I have seen True Colors, just because I didn't want to risk getting spoiled after having almost every single big thing in the second half of Season 2 spoiled for me. But that's just recorded, ready to edit as soon as the episode actually releases, because I won't be talking about the episode in detail or releasing the video until the episode actually comes out, which is going to be next week. So, yeah, so the star video, the Season 2 Amphibia reaction, and some other things that I have mentioned. Yeah, so lots to get on with. Yeah, I agree. Oh, right, least favorite episode of Amphibia. Okay, least favorite episode of Amphibia. That is difficult, because Amphibia, like DuckTales, is a very personal show to me. I'm not so sure I can single out any episode I actively dislike. I guess when push comes to shove, some of the very early Season 1 stuff, as in, oh god, what is it? The one where Anne gets zits and that makes her really popular among the frogs. It's I was just kind of a bit too weird for me, but yeah, there's not really anything I would say I dislike about Amphibia. I'm trying to think of just trying to go through all the Season 1 episodes in my mind, and none really spring to mind, because even the episodes that, aren't the best are still crucially important for Anne's character arc, as I have said before, Amphibia has amazing character development where throughout every single episode you see this very subtle progression of Anne to where she is now. And that is why I also loved the second temple so much, because that was just about, here's where Anne started, here's where she is now. Isn't it amazing how far she's come? Yeah, I agree. I can't really say that I don't like an episode of Amphibia. It's kind of amazing, same goes for, DuckTales, because, I was going to do, a big video ranking every single episode of DuckTales, but it kind of just got to a point where, it was me saying the same thing about every single episode, and that wouldn't have been interesting to watch, so I kind of decided to cut it. But I've somewhat come around to Moonvasion now. I actually think it's a really good episode. I'm not so sure about it being a season finale, but I've learned to accept it for what it is rather than what I want it to be. Because it is really funny and it sets out to do what it wants to do perfectly. Oh, the Ghost and Molly McGee. I am so hyped for that show. I have just constantly watched the little pieces of musical numbers we've seen in animatics, and it just looks like it's going to be so much fun and probably emotionally devastating because it's a modern Disney TVA show, and I am so ready for it. Ghost and Molly McGee is going to be the first ever series I react to from the very beginning, and that's obviously going to make it very special to me because DuckTales I started midway through season 3, Amphibia I started midway through season 2, and the Owl House, so far I have only reacted to the season 1 finale because, I just decided, the Amphibia season 1 finale's tonight. Oh, no, the Owl House season 1 finale's tonight. I'll react to it, see what happens, and rest is history. Yes, the intro is amazing. The animation. I love the animation so much. And I believe it's Mercury Filmworks, the same people who did Tangled and Wonder Over Yonder. So you just know the series is going to look phenomenal. Because Mercury are also the people that handled most of the animation in the first season of Star. So yeah, the show is in really good hands with them at the helm. Let's just see. Spring versus Hot Pop. Yeah, I can kind of see why some people don't like it, but Amphibia, it's all about morbid jokes, and Hot Pop just basically giving up on life after losing was hilarious. Oh, thank you, sorry, I'm just gonna try and pronounce this. Fidge? I'm terribly sorry if that's not how to pronounce it, but, thank you so much for the support. And yeah, I can't wait to edit the True Colours reaction either, because, spoiler alert, I hurt my voice from how much I was screaming in the last, 5 minutes of that episode. But that's all I'm going to say on it, because I am trying to be as respectful to Matt and the crew as possible, so I'm not going to be talking about any of the major plot beats that happen in it. Molly being so expressive, I love it. It really does remind me of that, early season 1 Star type feel, which, some people would make them a bit worried. To me, makes me really excited because that just has me thinking about what later down the line the show could become. Because we know it's going to have an overarching story. There is no doubt the Ghost and Molly McGee will have some kind of serialized elements to it. Yeah, kind of thinking what else we can talk about here. Oh god, we've gone over a lot of questions, some really good questions, really getting my brain thinking here, which, it's the weekend. My brain doesn't like to think much on the weekend, but it's fine, we'll roll with it. Yes, Matt is going to give us an update today, which, will hopefully be about next week, True Colours premiering. Because, it's been a wild ride. It honestly has, and I cannot think of another time that Disney Channel has treated a show so badly as what they've done here. Because, less than, 10 hours before it was set to premiere, they pulled it, offered no explanation, And then when the fan base got rightfully annoyed at them, they ghosted every social media for the next week. I'm going to actually, I will be talking about it when we actually get to reviewing the finale, because I don't know. It's honestly, it's disgusting. That's all I can say on it. The way that Disney have handled this situation, it's appalling. Oh, hold on. No. They won't edit anything in the finale, I don't think, because they revealed a new promo, which I've already seen the episode, so why haven't I watched it? Alright, but there is going to be a warning in front of it talking about intense fight scenes, which, if you've seen it, yeah, it's, those fight scenes sure are intense. Oh, Hearts. don't, you're gonna make me sing it, and I'm not super comfortable singing on camera yet. No, Heartstomper is an amazing musical number. Just that and No Big Deal are just like, right up there with, what would you even call the Star Song Day celebration from Star Versus? Like, just Rebel Princess or Shooting Star? I think it's Shooting Star. But it's right up there with that song and DuckTales, Hear My Voice, that's the one. Because Season 3 of DuckTales had a lot of musical numbers, to a point where it almost felt like there was going to be one every single episode, because we had Double O Duck, we had Just Not Good Enough, then we had Louis 11, which had, the Hear My Voice, the greatest musical number ever made, and then we had the Rumble for Ragnarok, which had the, I can't remember the song, so I'm just going to call it the 80s power ballad. I can see it. It's, Heartstomper and No Big Deal, they're very different. They're very different songs because, different styles, different emotions behind them. No Big Deal to me is just about, because it sums up the show so perfectly, and it ends on just such a really sweet and emotional note, whereas Heartstomper, it's just a really good pop rock song, I guess you'd say. But yeah, anyone wants to ask any other questions, feel free. Oh yes, there was the Lena montage song in Phantom and the Sorceress. I can't believe I almost forgot, because that is legitimately one of my favourite episodes. Season 3 of DuckTales was so good at creating episodes that were just thematically perfect, as in, they told such a simple yet emotional story, and they all feel so satisfying. Like, Louis 11, Astro Boy, You Only Crashed Twice, they put a Moonlander on Earth, The Phantom and the Sorceress. It's just, people are entitled to their own opinions, but I don't see, how people can dislike Season 3. Welcome to Amphibia. Would that have been a better intro? I don't think so, because I just love the orchestral, just like the big instrumental we have for Amphibia, which sums up the show so perfectly. Then there's kind of low-key, again, like a very low-key pop song that I don't really feel captures what the show is. Favorite song in a Disney animated movie? I have a decently large connection to Go the Distance, so, yeah, I'd probably go with that one, because, it's one of the few male Disney songs that are in my key, and, I can, I really relate to the emotional story of the song, but and now I'm talking about it like, an actor performing it, so I'll stop right there. Go the Distance is my absolute favourite musical number in any Disney animated movie. Second place is probably... God, I can't even think. I Am Moana is I Am Moana Song of the Ancestors, I'll use the full title, is a beautiful song that, again, is so emotionally poignant for me that, yeah, I would say that's probably my second favourite. That or Colours of the Wind. Yeah, perfect. BFL Reacts putting it just in perfect words right there. Welcome to Amphibia is a good song. I really like it, but just it doesn't quite fit what the show is, especially now. Maybe in the beginning it was more like, oh yeah, it's this like fun, quirky show, where now it's this epic serialized drama about toxic relationships and forgiveness and like deep insecurities and self-image. I love Amphibia so much. You can probably already tell that I really want merchandise of Amphibia. It just come on. I'm giving a lot of publicity for the show. For all the publicity I'm giving these shows, like Disney kind of owes me. Like, give me one of those sprig plushes. Come on. A Frozen or Tangled guy? I'm a Frozen 2 and Tangled the series guy. I love both the original movies, but God, I like them both the same, honestly. I can't really choose one or the other. But Tangled the series, out of both those franchises, is the best thing to come out of them. But then Frozen 2 has Show Yourself and The Next Right Thing, which are, again, amazing musical numbers. I'm starting to rethink my answers to my favourite Disney musical... I'm starting to rethink my answers to my favourite Disney musical numbers now, because The Next Right Thing is so beautiful, and it's just a perfect song about, mental health and depression and finding yourself in the darkest places and still finding the strength to get up and move forward, because that's the only way you're gonna get out of it. Yeah, I can kind of see why some people have that opinion. It's like, Frozen is like this return to the huge musical number Disney, which, well, no, The Princess and the Frog. The Princess and the Frog was the return to it, but Frozen was like, oh, it really got them mainstream again. But Tangled has, such a tight, well-constructed story, and, the characters, because the fact, Chris Sonnenberg and a bunch of other people, because I'm really sorry I can't remember all of them, but the fact, people were able to look at Tangled and could see, like, this series from that, it shows that there is something really special about Tangled. There honestly is, and I don't think it's ever going to be able to be replicated. And, I did actually make a joke about the Frozen versus Tangled debate in my third ever video, the These Disney Movies Are Not Underrated video, where I talked, I think it was that one at least, where, I talked about, it's kind of pointless. It's just like, what is the point in comparing two movies from a multi-billion-dollar media conglomerate? It's just like, which of them is better and deserves more success? It's kind of a pointless argument to have, really. Who is my favourite Oliver and Company character? Well, it's Dodger. It's got to be Dodger. Just because it has nothing to do with Billy Joel, even though he kills it in the role. It's kind of just to do with I just kind of like those overprotective characters. Because Oliver and Company is, to me, it is the pinnacle of found family Disney movies. Even though, it ends with splitting the found family up, which is a problem a lot of movies have. Looking at you. Well, actually, no, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at Toy Story 4, because that ending still frustrates me to this very day. But, Oliver and Company characters. Sorry, sidetracked, scatterbrained. Oliver and Company characters. Dodger is my absolute favourite. Georgette in close second. Oliver in third. Then it would go Francis, Einstein, Tito. I don't really count the human characters, because I would kind of prefer the movie if it just focused on the animals, but, it was made in 1988. There's not much we can do about it now. Or is there? Stay tuned. Oh, yeah, I'll see you later, BFL Reacts. Really looking forward to whatever you've got working up too, and, yeah, the Star Versus video. It's quite the undertaking, because, up until now, I just have the DuckTales retrospective, which is, just that's a half an hour long, and now we're shooting for a 40-minute video, which hopefully that's not the sign of a trend, because I don't think my sleep schedule could handle it, but yeah, no, a lot of really exciting stuff coming up in the pipeline. Any cut songs from Disney movies? Okay, yes, because I adore cut songs in Disney movies. So, Shooting Star, it was originally what would have been Go the Distance from an earlier version of the movie. And even though I think Go the Distance works more, I love the song. If you haven't, you should definitely go look at it, because at D23, during the Hercules reunion panel, or was it the anniversary panel? It was either a reunion or anniversary panel. They played the song, and it's so good. I love it so much. And you've got Home from Frozen 2, and more from Moana. That's probably my favorite cut song. All of these you should really go listen to, and if I'm feeling rather spontaneous after this is done, I might just put a bunch of links to them in the comments. Top 3 Disney movies and top 3 Pixar movies, alright? Oliver and Company, Hercules, Mulan, and, okay, alright, Pixar's a bit trickier. Alright, so, Coco, Inside Out, those two are definitely up there. And, oh god, very unpopular opinion, but either Finding Dory or Onward. Yeah, those are probably my favorites. I kind of, aside from Cars 2, I love every single Pixar movie. So, it's hard to believe that, I think they're over 20 now. Yeah, they're in the 20 mark, which, wow. Meanwhile, Disney is at 59, I believe. I believe Raya is 59. Which, speaking of Raya, I have a review of that coming in the next few weeks as well. And that's going to be fun because Disney kind of just dropped that movie on us out of nowhere. It was, let's see, so they released the first ever teaser trailer. Then I believe it was like 6 months of radio silence. Then they released another trailer, and then 2 months later, it randomly dropped on Disney Plus with Disney Plus Premier Access with no real promotion or advertisements for it. It was just kind of there, which I hope it did well, because it's a really good movie. Just to spoil the review, kinda, Raya and the Last Dragon it feels like you took a movie from the early 2000s, like, you know, like an Atlantis, Treasure Planet, and not just because they all have the same composer, and you resurrected it in the late 2010s. That's what Raya feels like to me, because it's not a musical, it has such a rich world and lore, and the characters are incredibly likable, but the story has a few issues, and it's best looked as a collection of really good scenes, rather than one overhaul, you know, coherent product. Well, not coherent, the movie is coherent, but hopefully you get the gist of what I mean. Yes, I have heard of Snuff Out the Light. I've heard of pretty much all of them. I've listened to all of them. There was like a good kick. I had like I would say kind of an obsession with just looking up scratched Disney songs back here, probably about November last year. Oh, another one that's really good, and also from Hercules, is I Can't Believe My Heart, which is a different version of I Won't Say I'm in Love that is just a complete solo for Megara, and it just has like these, you know, swelling music, just these beautiful vocals. It's, if you haven't, you should go listen to it, because Susan Egan is just amazing. Susan Egan and Idina Menzel are probably two of my favourite performers of all time. Any more questions? Oh wow, we haven't even been going for an hour yet. It feels much longer than that. How are we doing? Oh, alright, well, 6 is still pretty good. Oh, I just can't believe we had 10 people in for that long. I'm just trying to think of what else to talk about. I really should have written things down. I will next time, because, spoiler alert, I am most likely going to try and do one of these every month, because, you know, it's a nice chance to talk with the people who watch my stuff, and, just kind of, you know, relax a bit, and, next month is the channel's 1 year anniversary, so seems like a good enough time as any to do another one of these. Will I react to some other shows soon? That is a very interesting question, because now that Amphibia Season 2 is done, all other shows are on hiatus. So the Owl House, we have no idea when that's coming back, and it probably won't be until around the Ghost and Molly McGee premieres, which is in October. So that leaves a good, like, 3 or 4 months where, like, I have no new content to react to, basically. But I am going to react to Season 3 of Big Hero 6, because I haven't seen it yet, and I want to see it. I want to see if, you know, despite the format change going from this big, epic, serialized story to 11-minute comedy episodes, I want to see if it worked, and, you know, if the series at least ends on a decent note. But, I will be reacting. This is something I have in the works. I'm not sure when I'm actually going to move forward and do it, but I will be reacting to all 3 of the original Disney Duck shows. So, the original DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, and Quack Pack, which will probably be a case of, you know, I'll watch 5 episodes in one video, then I will briefly talk about them. It won't be like, you know, big scripted reviews like I do for new episodes of Amphibia and the Owl House. As for other Disney shows, I prefer to kind of leave some that I can just enjoy as me, without having to, you know, react to them and, like, you know, prepare and, like, write big reviews. So Big City Greens and The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse are just kind of shows I like keeping to me. I just like enjoying them in my own time. Thoughts on Milo Murphy's Law? It is an amazing, amazing show, and I really hope they do get some new specials on Disney+. But like everything, I do have a video in the works just going over what the hell happened with this show, honestly, because most of Season 2 premiered in another country first, and Disney Channel, again, like they tend to do with a lot of their animated shows, did not treat it the best. So, Yeah. I have seen all both Rick and Morty and Infinity. I have seen both Rick and Morty and Infinity Train already. Basically, if there's a Western cartoon, I watch it. That's you know, uh, so anything that's most of the stuff that's on Nickelodeon, pretty much everything on Cartoon Network, and of course Disney Channel and Netflix as well. I watch it, so I'm kind of on top of everything, and also that this is a Disney focused channel because like that is just something I'm really passionate about and something I feel I could talk about forever, and hopefully I will. But no, I'm not really planning to branch out much at this point in terms of talking about like say DreamWorks or Cartoon Network or Paramount. The Disney umbrella has me supplied with enough content for a while because now that we have Fox, like I've said, I'm going to be talking a lot about Bob's Burgers because that is a huge comfort show of mine. But so I have seen Rick and Morty and Infinity Train, but I won't be reacting to them. So like I said, other shows that I could react to are just early 2000s Disney shows that I haven't really seen. So I haven't actually watched a lot of The Proud Family, and with the revival coming soon, that might be a good time. Who knows? That might be something I'd do, because I believe there's only 52 episodes. I think I could get that done reasonably if I do like 3 in 1. Anything else people want to ask? Because, kind of running out here. I just realised I haven't had a drink in almost an hour. Oh, God. Not sponsored because I legally have to say that. Any predictions on Amphibia Season 3 I can give? I can only give one, alright? Because I don't feel I could properly articulate why I think this without delving into spoilers. And also, a lot of the predictions I have are due to what happened in True Colours. But, God. The only thing I can say about Amphibia Season 3 is it is going to be emotionally devastating and a hopefully satisfying conclusion. Because I have made my apprehension to where I think the show was going to go in terms of, what was going to happen between Sasha, Anne, and Marcy. I can't spoil it. I can't spoil True Colours, but I am very happy with like the direction the series is heading in as we approach the end game. But what I really want is I want a huge series finale. And I mean like, Tangled the series DuckTales huge. Even though Amphibia is only an 11-minute cartoon, I feel that's what it deserves. And it kind of just sucks that, one of the things I love most about Star is that it had such good season finales. As in, like they'd always do 2 20-minute episodes, like a huge 40-minute season finale. And those were amazing. The season 2 finale, which was Songday and Star Crushed, I believe. It might not be called Songday, but and then the season 3 finale, which is my favourite season finale the show did with Divide and Conquer. Yeah, spoiler alert, season 3 is my favourite season of Star vs. the Forces of Evil. You don't even have to watch the Should I just play the video? Because at this point, I pretty much spoiled all my thoughts on Star vs. Oh, what we got here? Yes, I have. I learned my lesson with trusting either Wikipedia episode orders or Disney Plus episode orders. Because, you know, I don't know how many people watch my Hercules the series reviews, but something happens in the next one that I think it's really funny, but whether it actually is up to you. But no, I will be like looking at, if I can't find a definitive, order of what to watch the Darkwing Duck episodes in, I will likely just go off production codes, because that's kind of what I do with a lot of like older Disney shows where they really did not care what order they aired them in, because syndication, just air them all, because they messed up royally when it came to Hercules the series, and you will find out just how frustrating the way they aired that series is. But no, enter the Duckverse. The original DuckTales, Darkwing Duck and Quack Quack reactions coming soon, hopefully. It will kind of just be like, the idea of the series is just something to fill in the gaps whenever whenever all my shows are on hiatus. It's just something to like fill in the gaps and just say, alright, so for like 2 months there's not going to be any new episodes to react to, so every single week we'll just do another Duck episode. Oh, 5. We're gaining numbers. Oh, what we got here? Yeah, no, Amphibia is a 3-season story. I'm not going to talk about Star vs. the Forces of Evil Season 4, because that is the most interesting part of the video, and I actually still want to give people a reason to watch it, because when you work on a 40-minute video, you kind of want people to see it, which is why I was, like, just over the moon with, like, the overwhelming response to the DuckTales retrospective. But, if you liked the DuckTales retrospective, I also have one on Recess that, I worked really hard on, and, I'd like more people to see it, basically, Sorry if that comes off as begging, but I work hard on a lot of these videos, and I just want more people to see them. But no, I don't think Amphibia is coming for a Season 4, because, I mean, you never know. Never know. Because, I was able to convince myself into thinking that DuckTales was going to get a Season 4. And then 2 weeks later, nope. Disney shows are weird. How Disney handles their shows are weird compared to other studios, because even in this day and age where streaming has taken over, they are still abiding by the outdated rules of syndication, in that they feel they only have to produce a certain number of episodes for any series. Which is, like, I was going to say something about Star Vs. No. Star Vs talk is banned for the rest of this stream. But, it's just weird, because, I think a lot of Disney shows could have benefited from having 5 or 6 seasons, but that 3 to 4 season cutoff point, it's just annoying, honestly, because when you have shows as big as Star vs. the Forces of Evil, trying to wrap everything up in that amount of time, it is going to lead to disaster, and I have to stop. I actually have to stop. I cannot help myself from talking about Star because I love it so much. Disney live action I would like to see that we haven't gotten already. None? Is none an acceptable answer? Is please stop For the love of all that is merciful, please stop. Is that an acceptable answer? Because I don't want any more. I can't take any more. And I just know. Up until now, I've been safe. I've been safe thinking, you know, Oliver and Company is safe, you know. I chose a Disney movie. That is one of the benefits of having a Disney movie that is insanely unpopular and underrated. But it's coming. It's inevitable. It's inevitable that they're going to ruin it, just like they ruined everything else. King Pistachio? Oh God. Speech impediment. King Pistachio. Yeah. Yeah, you know, how's that plan going to overtake the human race with windowless vans? Oh, the season 1 finale of Milo Murphy's Law, the season 1 arc in general in Milo Murphy's Law is stunning. If you haven't watched Milo Murphy's Law, it's in the same universe as Phineas and Ferb. It has, you know, the same amazing songwriters, the same amazing writers. There's even a crossover, and it's tied into the show's main story. It's a wonderful, wonderful show with such a creative premise that did not get its fair dues. And hopefully, with all the buzz it's been getting recently, maybe we can get some kind of conclusion. Like, personally, I think every single Disney series that didn't have, like, a definitive ending should get, like, a special to just wrap things up. Because, a few Disney shows, quite a lot compared to other studios, most Disney shows do get good endings. So, you know, Teacher's Pet had a phenomenal musical movie that is, it's sacrilegious, but I'm just gonna say it. I think Teacher's Pet is a better musical than a Goofy movie. But yeah, Teacher's Pet got a definitive ending. A Goofy movie, Goof Troop got a definitive ending with a Goofy movie. Two Disney shows got theatrical cinematic endings, and well, technically 3 because Lizzie McGuire also did get its series finale in the form of a movie, but not animation, so you know, not really relevant to the channel, is it? Favorite Milo Murphy song? Okay. Oh no. Oh god, I need to think about that, cause Chop Away at My Heart is, you know, it's iconic, but they've also got like I'm Taking a Stroll, Fear and Loathing in Outer Space, just all the songs in the Phineas and Ferb crossover. Rooting for the Enemy. Rooting for the Enemy is my favourite Milo Murphy song. Oh yes, sorry I missed that question. Yes, Dij, I do like Star Wars. I really like Star Wars. And personally, I'm just gonna say it. I think Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie. And yeah, so here is where someone yeah. Here's where someone light speeds through me. References. But Rose Trico is my favourite character from the main series, and I still haven't watched Rise of Skywalker, because I'm told she's not in it a lot, and that really killed my enjoyment, or my hype for wanting to see the movie. The Mandalorian, however, well, I'm in a spotty place with The Mandalorian right now with how it ended out season 2, in that it's not really the direction I want the show to head in, but, you know, the thing they do would be a huge change to the show and would potentially be a risk to its marketability. So I have a feeling that they are going to reverse some of those changes. No, I don't think Sprig's parents are alive. I feel like in season 3 we are going to get a flashback to that, and it is probably going to be the best episode of the entire series, let's be honest. Because, as I said in the reaction video, I really want to know what happened to Sprig and Polly after the herons attacked, because Hot Pop is away on his travels, so where did Sprig and Polly stay? Because, you know, this was a few years ago, and Sprig's like 10 years old, so it probably would have been about like 7, somewhere around there. So, like, you know, they couldn't have just stayed on their own, especially in the demolished house. So, who took them in and looked after them while they waited for Hot Pop to get back? Like, I think, obviously, Felicia, that's probably, like, the main candidate. But could be anyone. It could be Mrs. Croker. It could be, I don't know, could be Stumpy. I made that exact same joke in the video. I'm just repeating a bunch of jokes I made in videos. I promise I'm actually somewhat original sometimes. Oh, am I planning to do YouTube full time? We'll see what happens. We'll just kind of see what happens, because I still have a year of university left to go, and when that's over, I'm not so sure, to be honest, because I've always felt that ever since my passion for drawing was killed by my teachers, I've always felt like musical theatre, being on stage, is where I belonged, and then I started making these videos, and now I kind of find more passion and enjoyment in doing these than anything else. So it's kind of up in the air. We'll see in about a year's time when I'm wrapping up my degree here. And yeah, if by that point I feel I have, you know, enough success and amassed a big enough audience that I could go full time with this, that'd be something I would, like, definitely consider. Thoughts on the Owl House? Thoughts on the groundbreaking Disney show with a bisexual main character who has a lesbian love interest. Yes, I love the Owl House. Oh, I can't wait for season 2, because if you've been, I keep up with all the creators, which is obvious, but season 2 is going to be a lot closer to Dana Terrace's vision for the show, because something Disney does a lot is when they start a new series that's going to be serialized, they always tell the people making it to do the first season a little more episodic, so that, you know, it can be more easily, like, in reruns. They can, like, just rerun the first season, and then the rest of the show can be as serialized at once. But then they don't even air the first season after that. So it's just like, you know, when was the last time the Owl House got a rerun on the Disney Channel? It's weird. It's weird. It's just the way Disney Channel goes about handling their shows is weird. And oh, yeah. Mrs. Croker being a secret agent. Well, because, you know, she already has, like, double life, and I would love it if she played a bigger part in season 3. I would love it if all the residents of Wartwood played a bigger part in season 3, but, yeah, we're, not really sure, are we, after the thing happened. Yeah, that is why we have Disney Plus. But Disney Plus in the UK. Disney Plus in the UK. Let's talk about Disney Plus in the UK. That only has like half the things that the American service has. So you probably know that Disney Channel and Disney XD in the UK shut down a while ago. And I was excited because I thought that meant that whenever a new episode aired in America, it would be simultaneously broadcast on Disney Channel over here. So, that would bring an end to regional gaps and waiting, like months for a new episode or season. But that has not happened yet. So, as of now, I still have no legal way to watch Amphibia Season 2. Which, it's a bit sketchy, but, if Disney, actually bothered to add that stuff, because they've been shadow dropping a lot of things, like Big City Greens Season 2 and Amphibia Season 1, the first 10 episodes of Big City Greens Season 2, they just got randomly added one day, and just... It baffles me. There was no announcement, whenever they do a tweet saying, oh yeah, this is all the stuff coming to the service today, they weren't on it, and yet they were there on the service, and pretty much no one knew about it. They did the exact same thing with the second half of DuckTales Season 3, because it did actually come out the same day it came out in America as full Season 3, because we had the first 11 episodes since, I believe, January, since then, and then they just randomly dropped the rest of the season on us with, no warning whatsoever. I have not heard that they finally did a release date for Amphibia, but I have a pretty decent guess, because we know Disney Channel is going to be marathoning a bunch of Season 2 next Saturday, and the time slot for Battle of the Bands and the dinner and Battle of the Bands is half an hour. It's half an hour longer than it needs to be. So we've been new. We've been new for a while. It's just... Disney Plus UK is just... It's embarrassing. We still don't have Tangled the Series Seasons 1 and 2 yet. I have told so many friends about that show, and they want to check it out, and then I have to tell them only 1/3 of the story is available to us. Which, So, it's not surprising, considering how Disney have treated this show from the very beginning, but still, it's just... They are limiting, the amount of a new audience the series could build if it was up there in full. But it's just not. They changed the name from Tangled the Series to Rapunzel's Tangle Adventure a few months ago, and I thought that meant, okay, that they're going to be coming soon. And then they didn't. It's incredible. Honestly, I just don't... It's stupid. It really is. Thoughts on the Ghost of Malmiggy? I have already given my thoughts, but very, very excited to see how it turns out, honestly. Finally, another musical Disney show. And if you've looked at some of the song animatics, oh god, it's going to have an amazing soundtrack. And believe it or not, they're actually, they're trying with this show. They already have trademarks for merchandise. They're going to be releasing the music as new episodes release. There's going to be an actual soundtrack for the series, which they haven't done since Tangled, I believe. Oh, that sucks. Disney Plus in the Netherlands doesn't have Owl House Tangled Season 3. Well, do you have Tangled Season 2? Because we don't. We don't have the best season of the best series Disney Channel ever made. But no, hopefully you get Owl House and, the rest of those soon. Because, it just... They have the tools, they have the resources to simultaneously release it worldwide, which is what Netflix does. But they just don't. And they don't give people in other countries, they shut down our Disney Channel and Disney XD and don't give us another method of actually watching the shows as they air. So we're just left hopelessly waiting for them to drop on Disney Plus, which they won't give an announcement about. So I have to go in and check every Friday just to make sure that they're not up there. Oh, Moon theme's playing. Oh, here come the waterworks. Thoughts on the Darkwing Duck reboot? The supposed Darkwing Duck reboot, because I really hope that it is a rumour, that it was something that got pitched and rejected, and if there is a Darkwing reboot, it is being handled by Frank and the team, because I am not interested in a Darkwing reboot that doesn't pick up with this Drake, Gosling, and Launchpad. I'm not. Especially if it's handled by Seth Rogen, who... I'm sorry, I don't want him anywhere near my beautiful story about two dads raising their adopted daughter while fighting crime. No, should not be allowed. Can you get a restraining order so like certain people are never allowed to go anywhere near certain properties? Because that'd be something we could consider. Oh god. Comparing season 1 of Amphibia and season 1 of The Owl House, which one do I like more? That's difficult because it's comparing 11-minute episodes to 20-minute episodes where, you know, you can get a lot more lore and character development and these big stories happening. But Amphibia is a very special show in terms of just the subjects it tries to tackle. It's telling a story about toxic friendships and, you know, it's got messages that I think kids need to hear because it can help them avoid getting into these types of relationships with people who just use them, manipulate them, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful that a Disney Channel show was willing to tackle something like that. So I kind of respect Amphibia Season 1 a lot more. And also, The Owl House really needed a while to find its footing, basically. And Amphibia kind of just hit it right out of the gate. Yep, watching illegally is the only way. It's the only way I was able to watch DuckTales Season 3 while it was airing. It was the only way I was able to watch Owl House Season 1 while it was airing. And it's the only way I will be able to watch Owl House Season 2, Amphibia Season 3, and Big City Greens Season 3. Big City Greens is also another show I really want to talk about more, but, you know, it's kind of just like... It's just a really cute show. It's, you know, it's very wholesome, very, you know... It's not really too much there that's primed for, like, in-depth discussion, more so than just, this is really cute, this is, you know, just really sweet and well-written, and it's so funny. Whereas with DuckTales, Amphibia, and The Owl House, there's a lot more to go at there. I think we'll go for another half hour, then we'll wrap it up, because 2 hours is more than enough time for people to listen to me ramble on. Yeah, I agree, King Passation. We are living in the golden age of animation. Because just every single year we have new innovative shows coming out that, you know, they're tackling deeper subjects. They're getting a lot more inclusive with their representation. It's just, oh god, I just love it. I love it. And, you know, we owe it all to Adventure Time and Gravity Falls. Yeah, I agree. Because once we actually finally start to like give her a lot more depth and character development in like the latter episodes of season 2, I grew to like Sasha a lot more. I still find her incredibly frustrating because of just, the type of person she represents. Because I've had to deal with quite a few Sashas in my lifetime, and that's all I'll say on that matter. Yeah, the Disney do, because they need to, Phineas and Ferb was the last. Gravity Falls technically, but like I'm just trying to think. So in the entirety that the Disney theme parks have existed, we've had Gadget's Go Coaster, which is named after Gadget from the Rescue Rangers, but doesn't actually feature any like theming, like major theming to that series. Then we have just Phineas and Ferb walk around characters. Then we have the World Showcase in Epcot, which was first Kim Possible, then Phineas and Ferb, and now it's going to be DuckTales, which, funny, because, with all this going on, and I have to use the code name all this, because, but, with everything that's happened lately, that makes DuckTales World Showcase the first ever Disney show that's going to get representation in the theme parks after the show is already over, and that is just hilarious to me. But yeah, it would have been nice. It would be nice to see Cassandra in the parks, but that's not the world we live in. Oh, thank you, Locale Remind, for like congratulating me on the 1 subs. Yeah, it's crazy. I really wanted to believe that I could reach 1 subs by the time my channel turns 1 subs. I really wanted to believe that I could reach that 1k milestone by the time my channel became a year old, and we've done it a month ahead of schedule, which is wow. I cannot thank you all for the support enough, because it's become a much bigger part of my life. Like it started out just something fun to do, and now it's how I spend all my free time, because I really enjoy making videos. Yes, I am really glad True Colors got its album release as well, because people deserve to listen to those songs. I really don't think they were going to cut anything out of True Colors, but it's, God. I don't know. I honestly, because you're asking me to, think like a Disney executive, and I can't do that because, got a soul. Oh, thank you, Chipstar321. Yeah, Oliver and Company. It's, hold on. Yeah, pretty big part of my life. Oh, God. And now I've ruined it. I've ruined the shot. I moved the shot and now I've ruined it. There we go. Thoughts on non-Disney musicals? Well, Anastasia is technically owned by Disney now, and that was my favourite one, so that's kind of out of the table. Are we talking like animated musicals or stage musicals? Because obviously I love all stage musicals. Animated musicals, once we get to like the 2010s, none of them really grabbed me that much, honestly, because I feel they rely so much on sounding like pop songs. Like, they're trying to get on the radio more than they are trying to tell an emotionally compelling story, because music is all about storytelling, and I just don't think a lot of the current like animated musicals have the chops. And I really wish another studio would take a chance on doing something big and Broadway inspired like Disney always does. Which is why I am really excited for Sony's Vivo, because it's another Lin-Manuel Miranda musical. And, you know, that doesn't work out. We have his second Disney movie. So this year we are getting 2 animated Lin-Manuel Miranda musicals. And that is a dream come true to me. Oh. Hello, Sugar Candy Kitty Cat. And yeah, I do agree. I do agree, which is why I made my video about you know, the Disney spin-offs I really wanted to see, which ended up being kind of prophetic because I kind of predicted the Zootopia, Princess and the Frog, and Moana series, which I'm still patting myself on the back about that to this very day. Let me just... Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with pronunciation. Let me just... Manolo Orta, I agree. DuckTales is better than Gravity Falls because, here's the tea. DuckTales is essentially Gravity Falls if it had better pacing and character development, because my main issue with Gravity Falls is while the main story moved forward, a lot of the characters felt stagnated, as in, it still felt quite episodic. Like, the characters would learn a lesson, and by the start of the next episode, like, they'd be in the exact same place. It's like, aside from Seuss, Stan, and Wendy, and, like, a few others, like Muggle who, like, obviously really changes, by the end of the series, I don't really feel like there's been enough substantial character growth for, like, Dipper and Mabel, mainly. Oh, Les Mis. Chip Star 321. I love Les Mis. Stars is one of my favourite songs to sing, and if I do go into musicals, I really hope I, like, it's not really my casting type, but I would really love to get a chance to play Javert someday. Disney movies that deserve more sequels and spin-offs. Well, I've already made, like, my feelings on that known, so, like, the only one I really have left that I really want to see is Mulan, because I feel we go the Tangled the series route with Mulan, we're in for something really special. But, aside from that, I mean, obviously, like, I kind of just want more of everything. I want more Treasure Planet, I want more Atlantis, I want more Oliver and Company, I want more The Great Mouse Detective. Like, you know, it's just... In a perfect world, all of them would have gotten, like, a sequel or a spin-off of some kind, because, another controversial opinion mine, I like most of the Disney sequels. I honestly do. I don't think they're nearly as bad as people make them out to be. Especially when we get to ones like Pocahontas 2 and Brother Bear 2. Oh, okay. Hello, I like your reaction videos on cartoons. Keep up the good work. Can you say my name for fun? I don't know. Let's see if we can. Rennie Sayale. Sayalo. I think that's it. I'm terribly sorry if I butchered it, but my accent allied with my speech impediment kind of obstructs me from, like, you know, a lot of the big words I would like to put in my scripts, and then I have to simplify them down while I'm recording them because I realise, oh, I can't say that word. Okay. Favorite song from Tangled the series? Nothing Left to Lose. It's gotta be Nothing Left to Lose. Like, Jeremy Jordan and Eden Espinosa, the harmonies, the visuals, like, just how powerful it is. The 360 camera spin, which is just gorgeously animated. it's the peak of the series, honestly. But pretty much all of Cassandra's songs are my favourites. So so we have Waiting in the Wings, Crossing the Line, Waiting in the Wings Reprise, her bits in Next Stop Anywhere, her bits in. I can't really do that though, can I? I can't just say, oh yeah, like this is my favourite song, but only when this character is singing. That's kind of a cheat. But no, Nothing Left to Lose is my favourite Tangled the Series song. Hold on, let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. Gravity Falls, so Amphibia, Owl House, and DuckTales 17 could run. I agree, but also come back next week for the rest of my thoughts on that. It's not Disney, but did you like Danny Phantom when it was around? I like Danny Phantom. I like, I watched it occasionally, but like the main three Nicktoons for me were SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, and Fairly Odd Parents, back when Fairly Odd Parents was actually good. Yeah. Jay Harmon, I'm dyslexic and I have a list, so I relate. Yeah, it's it's hard, especially when your main career involves singing. But let's just say I'm probably never going to get cast in Hamilton. News came in, True Colours will air Saturday at 8, confirmed. Is that 8 p.m? Because yes, it is, because that was when that's the end of the Amphibia Season 2 marathon they're doing building up to it. Which, that's kind of a symbol of good faith, as in, actually rerunning the show. But, if they really wanted to do it, they would rerun Tangled, Owl House Season 1, and Amphibia Season 1. And also Star Versus, but that's a story for next week. I've got to stop doing that. I mean, hopefully all these teasers are making you actually want to watch the video, but... Besides Let's Get Dangerous, what is your other favourite episodes of DuckTales? Well, since I scrapped since I scrapped the video ranking all the episodes, I guess I'll just tell you what they are. So, it went The Last Adventure. This is from my favorite onwards. So, The Last Adventure, Let's Get Dangerous, The Shadow War, The Last Crash of the Sun Chaser. There it goes again. And I'm trying to think what my fifth one was. I think it might have been. Oh god. It might have been The Lost Cargo of Cloud Kicker. Yeah, I think. No. It was The Life and Crimes of Scrooge McDuck. That's my fifth because what an amazing penultimate episode that wraps up Louis and Scrooge's arcs, and just it's so emotionally satisfying. I love The Life and Crimes of Scrooge McDuck so much. Oliver and Company needs a spin-off series. I agree, but I don't trust that they would do it right. In that, by doing it right, if they were going to continue Oliver and Company, they need to keep it in the 80s. Because most of its charm comes from the fact that it is so 80s. It is so of its time. If you take it out of that and put it in modern day, it won't be the same, and it'll just... And also, the 80s nostalgia is a big thing right now, and I don't think Disney has a show that is set in the 80s. I'm just saying, could be something fun to do. And also, Oliver and Company is starting to get a lot more recognition, but, it's a long hill to climb, but hopefully someday we're gonna make it, and it'll start to get a bit more of the love from the company that we feel it deserves. Thoughts on the Aristocats 2 being cancelled? I didn't wish any of the Disney sequels got cancelled, because obviously then we would have gotten Oliver and Company 2 and The Great Mouse Detective 2, but no, it was new management wanted to shake things up, but I kind of wish they kept them going for just a little longer. Like I didn't want them to still be going to this day, but if they continue for like 3 or 4 more years. Because I was also really interested to see what Jungle Book 3 was, since it would kind of be a Shere Khan redemption story, which that would have been really interesting. What are your top favourite animated shows? Okay, well, DuckTales. Well, sorry, I'm just thinking. So, SpongeBob SquarePants, DuckTales, Steven Universe, Tangled the series, and Kim Possible. Those are... Well, no. Oh, no. I forgot Adventure Time and Phineas and Ferb. Oh, no. SpongeBob, DuckTales, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Phineas and Ferb. And then Tangled the series in 6th place. Should Oliver and Company and Zootopia have a crossover? I don't really like the idea of humanizing the Oliver and Company characters. I kind of just like the novelty of it being this Don Bluth-esque Disney movie, and I don't really feel like having a crossover with Zootopia would be the best idea. But of course, if people want to write it or talk about it or think about it, it's... I was going to say a free country, but right now the UK is not really a free country, but I've had it. Who is the... Did you like that Webby was Scrooge's kid? I do like that Webby is a clone of Scrooge, because I really felt that it was properly foreshadowed and built up throughout the series, and I feel it made complete sense. Sorry, I'm just kind of like running past through these now, because we just got a bunch of questions out of nowhere. Who is the best DuckTales character? That is Green Boy. Yeah, there he is. Yep, maniacal Green Boy right there, scheming. And hello, happy 1K subscribers. Oh, thank you so much. M3 Natal PR1S0N30. And Disney rumors about sequel screen-offs, but I never mentioned in Disney Investor Day. I am a huge DuckTales fan, but I just try and avoid spoilers for Tangled. Yeah, no, Disney... In Disney Investor Day, they didn't talk about Disney TVA, but, it was all about, what they were doing for Disney Plus mainly, and Disney television animation right now is not really a part of that outside the Proud Family, Monsters at Work, and hopefully the third Phineas and Ferb movie, which I really want them to do a third one. I would love to have a Phineas and Ferb trilogy. Disney rumors. Is it just me or did Amphibia put like 70% of the animation budget in true colours? I'm not going to comment on that, because trying to avoid talking about true colours out of respect for Matt and the crew. Are you getting the vaccine? Yes, I will be. I will be, even though needles and me don't really mix, but I will be doing it just because I want my life back. But yeah, it's still awkward in the UK. Like over in America, they're speeding right through it. The vaccine, I believe, isn't even open to my age group yet, or if it is, it was very recent. But yeah, I will be getting it when the NHS come a knocking. All right, 10 minutes on the clock. So if you want to get any last questions in, speak now or forever hold your peace. Just enjoying some Aladdin music right here. Pineapple on pizza. No, but if you like it, I mean, I just don't like pineapple in general, so that's my reason against it. So, I kind of a weird thing. I like pineapple flavored things, but I don't like actual pineapple. It's the same thing with strawberries, because, I'm a weird person. You've probably already been able to figure that out. I hope you've all been enjoying the pin collection that I wasted a bunch of student finance on. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Hopefully, by next month, I will actually start getting money for these videos and I'll be able to buy more. Not sure where I'm going to put them, but yeah. Oh yes, finally, more questions. When do you think the DuckTales Epcot thing will open? No idea, because I have not been to Disney World since I was either 8 or 9. Because me and my family, we used to go a lot, but then when school started getting a bit serious, we couldn't really go anymore. But hopefully, we have been having a lot of talks recently about going next year, and if we do, vlogs, why not? I tried out reaction videos, why not try out vlogs as well? Are you looking forward to some of the new shows that you would like to react to and review on your channel? And do you have a favourite video game that you like to play? Am I looking forward to some new shows? Oh, yes, The Ghost in Molly McGee. I am really looking forward to reacting to that. Even though it is a musical show, and with the music getting officially released, I'm probably going to have to, do a bit of work to get around the copyright monsters on that one. Favourite game I like to play? I'm very basic when it comes to games. I like 3D platformers and kart racers. So my favourite game to play is Mario Kart. Oh, did you not know that, Sugar Candy Kitty Cat? Yeah, so in Epcot, there's this attraction called the World Showcase, which is basically you go around a bunch of pavilions and look for clues based on certain Disney shows. So when it first opened, it was themed after Kim Possible, I believe, unless it was something else before that. But as far as I can tell, that was it. Then after that, it was Phineas and Ferb, and now it's being turned into DuckTales, which really exciting. It's just going to be really exciting to hear those voices again. There's also been the podcast, which I have not been listening to because the longer I put it off, the longer I don't have to say goodbye. Because I buy all the graphic novels and books of my favourite shows, and just I have them when the finale airs, and then I don't read them, because as long as I have those, there is still technically new content that I haven't seen, so technically it's not over. I still haven't read this. Still haven't read Gravity Falls: The Lost Legends, because, I mean, I can't say goodbye to Gravity Falls, but I will someday. Probably in a long, long time away, but so cool. I'm a bit of Super Mario. Yeah, Super Mario is kind of like Nintendo particularly is where I sit in terms of gaming. I do kind of branch out a bit, like I love playing Spider-Man on Insomniacs, and I still need to check out Miles Morales, but I'll get to that at some point. Yep, just like my finale, delaying the inevitable. Yep, because I tried to put that off as long as I possibly could. Which, I mean, it didn't harm the video too much, because usually when I release finales to episodes that are like a few weeks old, they don't really do as well, which, you know, is why I'm really happy with how many views that the latest Amphibia reaction has got, because the Amphibia reactions have not been doing as well as the DuckTales reactions, but, you know, they're on the right track now, so all's good. All's good in the land of the Glad and Gladiator. And, I want a Spriggan doll all so bad. Yeah, I want Amphibia plushies too, and Owl House plushies, because, from my end card, you can probably tell I like plushies. I've been collecting them for years, and I have over 200 in all, and that number only continues to grow. If I had the chance to decide any cartoon Disney would make, what would it be? Well, I actually do have some ideas for like original animated projects that maybe I'd do something with someday, but for that reason I'm gonna keep them close to my chest. Honestly, outside of like reviving older shows, I don't really know what show I would like, you know, have Disney make. This Duck Birth Life was an awesome podcast. I've heard, but well, I still don't have the DuckTales comic books, so I could technically listen to a Duckburg Life and still have that last bit of content that I can always cling to. But, I don't know, just like, I'm not in the, like, I'm not feeling in the mood to kind of watch it. Maybe a few months when DuckTales is a bit further in the past, because to be honest, I am still in mourning. I am still deeply in mourning over my neurodivergent coded found family duck show. No doubt. DuckTales Season 1 more enjoyable than Amphibia Season 1, even though Amphibia Season 1 is amazing. But, like, when you get to the latter half of Season 1, so it's, when the show returns off hiatus with, was it the first Ithaquack episode? I think it was the first Ithaquack episode where we returned off hiatus, and then, you know, just after hit, right, that's because we had, I'm trying to think back now, Jesus, the confidential case files of Agent 22, and, Jaw Ka-Ching, the Last Crash of the Sun Chaser, obviously, Sky Pirates, In the Sky, Mystery at McDuck Manor. It's just every single episode from that last stretch of DuckTales Season 1 is perfect. It's one of the best runs of any series I've ever seen, because there was not a single episode from like those last 10 that I could like say, oh, you know, we didn't really need this. They were all perfect. And, oh, what a nice bit of music to end off on. I will just quickly do what's currently there. If you have any final questions for me, get them in now. If not, you know, put them in the comments and I will be sure to answer them to the best of my ability. Anne has really developed over the second season. I agree. And over season 1 as well, because I mentioned at the towards the start, that Amphibia is so good at subtle character development. So, Anne started out as very selfish, very, ignorant, kind of. And as the series has gone on, you could see in season 1, every single episode she would learn a lesson, and that would be carried forward. So you saw this really natural character growth throughout the first season, all building up to when she finally stands up to Sasha and, really comes into her own. And yes. I didn't want to say the Spear of Selene because I've got it confused with the Golden Spear. But yeah, the Spear of Selene, that was the first Itherquack episode, and I'm fairly sure the first episode when we came back from the season 1 hiatus. Did I like Day of the Only Child? I loved Day of the Only Child. It's such a really fun episode that shows, all the triplets really establishing themselves as individuals while also coming to the conclusion that they're better together. And I really love the idea of 3 consecutive stories. So, one story ends with this big cliffhanger, and then you see the next story, how they get to that point, and then the next one follows onto that, and just 3 different stories colliding at the very end. It's such a funny episode, and Doofus Drake is delightfully insane, even though you can't help but feel a little bad for the guy. I mean, despite his eccentricities, he is, at his core, just a kid who hasn't been able to properly process the grief of losing someone he deeply cared about. Oh yeah, Split Saw did it better. Split Saw did it better in terms of the structure. But that is where we shall leave things. So, thanks so much for sticking around, for those of you that have been here a long time. I understand it's quite a long time to just watch a person ramble on about Disney, but I've really enjoyed this, and hopefully we get to do it again in the future. Thank you so much for all the support you've shown this channel over this first 11 months, and getting us to the amazing milestone of 1,000 subscribers. And stick around, because we have a lot coming up that I am really excited about. And, who knows? Maybe by the time we get to Christmas, we'll be at 2,000. A man can dream. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you real soon.